welcome back. Whoever is lucky to see my notifications, I know we have some issues with that, but nevertheless, I promised you that I'm gonna do my best to show up today so we can start discussing some excellent points of the book. I think probably one of the best written books in the world when it comes to dynamics between men and women, polarity, understanding of how things work, how certain systems work, and why we should not reinvent the wheel. We should learn how things work so we can have personal power over our situation. We can understand things better, both for men and women. I believe this book is really written for men, teaching men very important things, but I find it extremely insightful, and it's actually a truly fabulous book to read for women so they can understand what to do when you actually meet a real man. Because the issue is a lot of times women dream about having a masculine man, a strong man in their life, but when he shows up, a lot of women don't know first thing what they want to do. They don't know what to do with it. They have never met a man like that. And this book, for any ladies who are watching, this book will help you to understand the man you have or the man you will have. And most importantly, it will help you to understand about healthy dynamics and your responsibility. And also, it will help you to learn how to be in your feminine when you are with a masculine man, with an alpha type of man, and not try to destroy your relationship, not try to emasculate the man you're with, and have the most delicious interactions. And I think that this goes beyond the just two people in relationship learning these dynamics. I think it can be very useful when you are somewhere in the world, when you're doing business, when you're going to school, no matter what you are doing. I believe that learning these dynamics can be extremely powerful for any smart person that wants to have less heartache and more pleasure and more understanding of how things work. There is no reason to, as I said earlier, to reinvent the wheel. I don't know if I should wait till more people gather. I'm sorry, guys, it is 10 p.m. I wish I was able to come earlier, but I was not able to. So, am I really that blue as I look in the video? I need to get some soft light that would be kind of yellowish golden. But this is not important. Honestly, I sometimes feel that I want to not have a video and just have a discussion conversation without the video so people don't get distracted on the messenger and focus on the message. But anyway, welcome if you're here and you were waiting for this book. uh Please hop in the chat, say hello, please tell me if you can hear me well. um yes, welcome. So I started reading this. I have a really weird way of reading books. I like sometimes when it's a book with chapters that not always connected to each other. I sometimes like to open a book in a weird on a random place, and usually I find most amazing message. So the topic of today is kind of it's the author talks to men. Is a once again it's the Way of a Superior Man book by David Data. And the chapter says, your attraction to the feminine is inevitable. Masculine men are attracted to the forms of feminine energy, radiant women, beer, music, nature. If a man tries to hide his attraction, it reveals some degree of shame with respect to his own sexual core. This is so beautiful and so amazing. You know, when I look at groups of men that unite together against women, I know very well that they are denying their sexual nature. It's very unnatural. Men when men gather together to do men things such as hunts, I don't know, ride motorcycle, bicycles, that is different. But when men get together to unite against women, that is very weird. And I find it very weird. My accent gets harsher with every minute when it's after 10 p.m. So please consider. So this is truly an amazing chapter. It's actually helping me to understand man's nature as well. If you're like most men, you probably hide the amount of sexual attraction you feel forward women every day. At work, on the street, at the grocery store, you see women that turn you on. Sometimes you might even want to have sex with them, but many times the feeling is more of a wave of refreshment washing through you. Seeing an especially radiant woman can fill your whole day with delight. A woman's exquisite scent can transport you to an enchanted paradise. A woman's smile can melt the moment into sheer beatitude. So this is so fascinating to me because our nature is so different. Even though I realize that this is part of man's nature, but the way he describes it really makes it very uh, clear. So there are two ways to deal with your daily over attraction for the feminine, wisely and foolishly. To respond wisely, you must understand why you are attracted to whom. Your sexual essence is always attracted to its energetic reciprocal. Masculine men are attracted to feminine women. Feminine men are attracted to masculine women. Balanced men are attracted to balanced women. So this is very interesting, and then he goes into then he goes kind of in the detail of this. But before I continue, whoever is in the chat, could you guys confirm that you can hear me? Because I don't know, I might be reading to myself, which I don't mind. It's a great book. Let me see. Okay, I think I'm. Am I still live? Let's see. Let me make sure I don't have a sound on. Oh my goodness, it's not opening. All right, please hop in the chat. You know, sometimes I have too many chats, and right now, oh, I'm not able to see the chats right now on the screen, but I have them on my other phone. So we're good. We're good. Okay, all right. I do have messages. Thank you guys for writing. And why I'm so close to the camera, I'm gonna move it a little bit. I don't like to be that close to camera. So let me say hello. Who hopped in the chat? My phone, my other phone does not show anybody in the chat. So Elizabeth, welcome. Wait. Oh my God, what's going on? Um, Kevin asked, where are you from? I'm originally from Eastern Europe. Michigan. Yes, I am actually in Michigan. I can do. Thank you. We are actually talking today about feminine energy and the beauty of it, and how some men dealing with their urges in a smart way and foolish way. And the book we are discussing today called The Way of a Superior Man. Um, OMG, I love your eyes. Hi, hello. Hello, Roses. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. David, okay, was the name? I'm sorry, I cannot read that word. I am originally from Ukraine, but this is besides the topic. Thank you. Oh my goodness, guys, thank you. I appreciate the kind words. Raya heard your voice and woke up. Oh my god, no, please. Elizabeth, she needs to sleep. Take a child, take a child away, please. All right, guys. Um, I have a bit of a very dark light in here, but you know what? I'm gonna have some warm light next time. We're gonna have tea and candles. It's gonna be beautiful, like yellowish, kind of golden light. So today it's a little bit blue light, but that's what we got. So I'm gonna continue and I'm gonna look at the comments in a bit. So about 80% of all men have a more masculine sexual essence. These men, of which you are probably one, attracted to all things feminine, not just feminine women, but anything with feminine energy, such as anything which is radiant, alive, enlivening, relaxing, moving. Feminine energy gets you out of your head and into your body. Music, beer. That's so, really? That's a discovery for me as well. Nature, women, they are all forms of feminine energy. Well, I know beer has a lot of female hormones in them, some weird feminine stuff. So I don't know how I feel about it. It's not just a visually gorgeous woman who attracts you. It is a if a woman is free and radiant in her feminine energy, you are probably attracted. Sometimes more attracted, sometimes less attracted, but always attracted, at least enough to steal a glance at her from or at her form, sorry. This attraction is not only natural but healthy. It is a sign of polarity, the same kind of natural flow of polarization by which electricity flows between the positive and negative poles of a battery. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's why there are men and women. Guys, I need some more likes. It's your story time with me. The nature of nature is polarity. From magnetism that flows between the north and south poles of Earth to the attraction that flows between your masculine core and the feminine radiance of a woman. I love the way he described all these things. And it gets better as you read it. Elizabeth, thank you. Thank you. I know you keep good order in the chat. So I'm going to read a little bit more of this. If you feel uncomfortable with your attraction to women, you are probably uncomfortable with your own masculine essence. If you feel it's demeaning for a woman to be the object of your polar attraction, then you have probably disowned your masculine core. You have energetically emasculated yourself by condemning and suppressing your native desires. You are negating your sexual essence rather than being at home with it. So basically, he's saying that you need to own this. It's just given, it's just life, it's just our nature. What can we do? It doesn't mean that you should be a fool, as he warns in the beginning. He's not offering men to be fools and ruin their relationships and be foolish people on a kiss cam, be caught in a cheating scandal with in a very awkward circumstance. Any negative attitude you have about your attraction to women is a sign of fear. Somewhere along the line, you learned that such attraction was bad or evil. Your attraction to women, all kinds of women, is natural, normal, and beautiful. In fact, it is an aspect of the same desires that ultimately lead you toward spiritual freedom. Your desire for a woman is an aspect of your desire for pleasurable oneness. Your confession of desire is a confession of your desire to embrace life. To embrace life, to relax into oneness so that all opposites, including masculine and feminine, finds their unity in love, is to be spiritually free. Eventually, you will recognize that all desire is an aspect of your native impulse to give love from beginning to the end. Your attraction to women can be seen as essential gesture of your heart, your desire for love and unity. And now I made actually notes. This is my favorite part. We're gonna read some of my favorite parts. All right, Elizabeth, hold the fort, but better go to sleep. I asked my one more moderator to come and join, but it's a little bit late, and uh, some of my moderators have to get up early tomorrow, so it's not a big deal. Um, Everything doesn't have to be controlled. I cannot see the comments right now on this screen, so keep that in mind. If you are a man with a masculine sexual essence, you will always feel sexual polarity with anyone who animates feminine energy. You may feel this attraction many times a day with many women. Enjoy it. Women are a blessing. The feminine, even in the non human form of a lush tropical island, cold beer again, your favorite tune could make the difference between dreariness and oh, in ecstasy. Our acceptance of sexual attraction, even with the music and places, is at the root of our capacity to experience bodily pleasure. Okay, so now this is my favorite point in this chapter. I'm trying not to say sex word all the time. Some of my videos on our recent conversation were already like limited exposure or something like that. So, but this is a book. This is not anything inappropriate. So, asexual attraction, however, is very different from having sex. There is a big difference between choosing to be intimate with a woman and simply being attracted to her energy and radiance. Intimacy is a choice between people who want to commit to loving and serving one another. Whereas zing of attraction is a choiceless natural flow of energy between your masculine core and feminine energy. Wherever it is found, when a woman is relaxed in her feminine radiance. She is like a beautiful music or a warm ocean breeze. You don't need to have sex with her to savor inexpressible joy. I could not stress enough how important for men to understand this. So many times men would ruin the beautiful moments. I guess we could call it like muse moments, maybe at work there is a woman that just inspires you. Her energy, the way she moves, the way she talks, I don't know, the way she makes coffee. Just her presence, you feel alive. You feel something when she's around. He is saying here, other words, you don't have to ruin everything just because you feel that radiance, you feel that desire. It does not mean that you should choose to go over the line and to cross the line and make it into something. It doesn't mean that at all. You should enjoy and get inspired. I As he says in the book, it feels amazing. You can feel the joy. It's sounds like you feel some kind of refreshing energy and inspiration, and I assume like boost of energy and aliveness. So leave it as that. As a woman, I can say, especially when I was working in some corporate places, especially when I was traveling to different countries, I truly did enjoy feeling that electricity. When you go somewhere, maybe you're out, maybe you're dancing, maybe you're just going to the grocery store, and you feel this attraction coming from a man, or sometimes you're dancing. It could even be a group of people, looking at you, at your moves. It's a very vital energy, and it's a spark. It's just how it's intended to be. That's what I just read. You should get this book and read it attentively. it does give us some very joyful and satisfying feeling, but a lot of people take it the wrong way, including women, and they don't understand that that attraction, that zing of electricity doesn't mean you should go and lose everything and have a 30-second pleasure and your wife will see you somewhere on a camera and your name would be and you would be embarrassed and everybody will be very disappointed. To have the discernment is so important so you can enjoy that energy. You can't help it. You know, most artists, most people who created something, they had muses. You're not supposed to touch a muse. Muse is solely for the inspiration. It's like this whimsical, airy, delightful, mesmerizing presence of a woman, but it's enticing. It could be very enticing, but it doesn't mean you need to do any other steps. So, like he said, for those who are just joining, like he said, I'm going to read this again. There are two ways of dealing with your daily attraction to the feminine, wisely and foolishly. To respond wisely, you must understand why you're attracted to whom. Your sexual essence is always attracted to its energetic reciprocal. Masculine men are attracted to the feminine women. Feminine men are attracted to masculine women. I would say men who wants financial support are either feminine and attracted to masculine women. Balanced men are attracted to balanced women. This is very interesting because balanced men, I find it that in a Western society, men are so afraid to make a compliment, to show their masculinity, their leadership sometimes, that I think that the barriers kind of washed a little bit, and I think I can tell when in many relationships and in general if you go outside, if you go to certain social settings, most people were not meant to be balanced, having this balanced attraction, but they just kind of adjusting to the culture, and men are watering themselves down to be balanced, and women are just exhausted, burnt out by the load of work and responsibility. So their vibrancy, the vibrancy of a woman goes down really quick when she is responsible for too many things. When she's responsible for too many things, her vibrancy, her aliveness, her flirtation, all of that goes down. And so you become a washed out version of a feminine, and man is washed out version of a masculine, because everything is a sexual harassment nowadays. You make a compliment to somebody, some people get upset. You know, I'm from Eastern Europe originally. It was absolutely normal for men to make compliments. It was absolutely normal to even get gifts and flowers from men that you're not dating or not in relationship with. They would just enjoy doing those gestures. All right, let me see what you guys are saying. If you're saying anything at all. Why am I so close to the camera? Okay, I'm gonna work on this. All right, I see Elizabeth is working. Professor, no, I'm not professor. I wish. I wish, Casey. I wish. Put it a little bit further. I wish that would be me who wrote this book because it's absolutely brilliant. I cannot see the comments on my screen, so let me see what you guys are saying. Men are masculine and made are made to be, and we like girls. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you on that. I would disagree, so as a way around. Well, tell me what you mean. What do you disagree on? Is it because of other women's behavior? I don't know what you mean. This is nature and nurture. Русские женщины всегда были моей музой. Somebody saying that Russian women, well, I assume like Slavic women, are they were always my muse. I hear you. Good taste. I hope I'm not too late. I hope so too. You'll know at first sight the magnetism will be overwhelming. I disagree about a no hand muse. I married one. Well, you are lucky. You are lucky. But I'm talking, he talks in this book that sometimes men already have a partner in their life and they still have all these urges and inspirations, let's say. And he just shares that not everything needs to be acted on, but you have to own it and just understand your nature as a man. I don't know how I feel about beer, but I guess I don't know. I am so unattracted to men who drink beer. I don't know. When I see those beer bellies, I just can't. I'm sorry. That kills me. So I forgot what is that element in beer that is there is they have some like hormones like feminine hormones. It's weird, but I don't know. I don't know. There is something about maybe I have very bad impression, seeing men with large stomachs drinking beer. Like when I see a pregnant man, I'm concerned. You know, I understand that we all sometimes struggle with being in shape. I get it, but when I see a man drinking beer and I don't know, there's something about the beer belly. I'm telling you, as a woman, that is not what get us excited. Surprise, surprise. I don't know. Maybe it's because the way I grew up, I've never seen my dad, hanging out and drinking beer. If you watch my channel for a long time, you already know I shared about this. He was so driven. He was obsessed about his craft. He was a engineer. He was creating machines, drawing them. So he was just obsessed about his work. So I've never seen him drinking beer. I think it's kind of got into my mind. Um, and he would always leave to work about like 4:30 a.m. so he can catch the first train and he could come to work 2 hours before everybody else. So he can have 2 hours of total focus so he can create his craft. And I think it's just, I was very close with him. I think it's instilled in my brain. I just cannot picture my father drinking beer with I just cannot picture that. But if you're drinking beer, you're enjoying the feminine, I guess. I don't know. I would recommend you other things to enjoy, but okay. All right. Let's see. I think beer bellies. No, it's. I'm sorry. I just can't talk about it. It's very awful. You look hot, baby. Thank you. We're talking about attraction today, so I'm gonna read silly comments. Unless he's worth $25 million. Okay, I don't know what you. Oh, you mean? Are you talking about some scandals? I don't really like so much talking about celebrities because most of us cannot relate to it. The only reason why I start talking about it sometimes just to look at the main points of it. Some main points, some main dynamics. But in general, it's very unrelatable, It's very unrelatable in terms of, their lifestyle and their, being public figures and especially when they have some extreme wealth. It's unrelatable in some way, but yet there are some particular circumstances you can learn from still. But not in terms of necessarily relatability, you know. Ah, okay. I do not read your messages because they do not come on the screens that I'm looking at. So, but I'm reading them right now. My moderators are deleting them all. So, what about men who have beards? Well, it depends on preference of a woman. I think some men look very good with beards. Also, beard is a like it's how to say this. It's a kind of symbol of masculinity, but it depends how you keep your beard, and also if you are the type that looks good with a beard. What beautiful eyes! Thank you, Mario. Okay, beautiful and wise. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate, guys, the kind words. Yeah, I highly recommend you guys to read this book. I had it before and I lost it somewhere before I really read it. And then I was out and about this weekend. Oh my God, what did I just do? Sorry. I was I was out and about this weekend, and I saw it at the bookstore. And I was just like, I don't know where's the original copy I had, so I had to get it. Thank you, Brendan. Okay, so I know some of the ladies were asking me to come live today. I'm sorry I wasn't able to do it on time, guys. I have not always, I'm in my feminine, so it's unpredictable. Okay, let's see. Anything interesting? So yeah, I really love these points. I'm gonna read this again. Sexual attraction, however, is very different from having sex. There is a big difference between choosing to be intimate with a woman and simply being attracted to her energy and radiance. So this is what I'm talking about. Just because you're attracted and you feel inspired, it doesn't mean you need to ruin your entire career, lose all your connections, being disowned by your family and your children. It doesn't mean you need to do all this. You need to learn how to enjoy that energy, that feminine essence around you. Um, like he says later, when a woman is relaxed in her feminine radiance, she's like a beautiful music or a warm ocean breeze. You don't need to have sex with her to savor inexpressible joy. Let's think about that again. Man, I hope this video is not gonna get limited warnings because I say this word, but it's for the greater good. If you're like most men, a radiant woman can inspire you for hours or days. Remember, the desire she arouses in you is a blessing in itself. Acting on that desire and pursuing her is another matter entirely. Acting on that desire and pursuing her is another matter entirely, dependent on whether such an action would truly serve both of you or not. But the mere inspiration felt while beholding a radiant woman is one of the nature's gifts to you, the gift of feminine blessing. Yeah. Remember, guys, especially for those of you who are in a committed relationship, before you do something, think of whether it's going to benefit you. There is no honor in being a liar. There is no great love story that started with a great lie. They're trying to make it so, but it's not. When we had that theater, with Sanchez and Bezos getting married, nobody was truly genuinely happy there. There was no families of them, no close friends. They just made it into a farce of very cold people. They're just there to show off and be like a frozen fish, you know, kind of. There was no joy, there was no sparkle, even though all this money, but they were all fake smiles on camera. because it's not a genuine relationship. It's not there is nothing real about it. It's just a PR thing, it's agreement. um Part of it, to my opinion, is Jeff Bezos is trying to do some damage control because he lost his honor when he have this affair with his now wife. He just showed that he can betray somebody who have been with him from the beginning, helped him to build the empire, and got betrayed behind the back. So I think it's his way of damage control, and also I'm sure that he has a million conditions for her to be his accessory. I was listening to something, and there are rumors. I don't know if that's true, that she is allowing him to have any variety of any women that he wants, and that's partially why they get married. They get married. I don't know if that is true. I don't know. We don't know what's going on behind, but it very well could be. I'm not sure. But the point is, there was it was a very weird event. There was not one joyful and happy smile. Well, except for the shark smile, like, I hope I'm gonna, with the hope that she's gonna get some billions. But rather than that, you know, there was nothing there because their relationship was built on lust. She knew this about him, and um, she threw a bait very targeted at him. He got the bait. She stroked his ego, maybe played to some of his fantasies. So it's strictly built on lust, at least in the very beginning. So there is that. Let me read some of your comments. The book is called The Way of a Superior Man. That's what we need, superior men in our society. Боже, Elizabeth, you just blocking everybody and their brother. Hello, David. Oh, I'm sorry. Hello, Ismail. Welcome. I cannot read every name. All right. Thank you guys for the kind words. Your voice is better than any text to speech reader, Veronica. Well, thank you. Gorgeous. Thank you, Eli or Eli. Cool accent. Have a good day. Thank you, guys. So I wish I could see the comments, but I don't. Yeah, I need some soft light. I like some yellow candlelight. You know what I mean? Like this sort of evening soft warm light. I know it's cool right now, but it is what it is. Maybe I can, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna put comments here so I can see them. So yeah, guys, do you have any thoughts on this? I really think it's so beautiful. Um, so many of us going through life and don't understand why, as we say in Ukraine, oh, I don't know how to translate it actually. When you hit I'm gonna say when you hit the door on your head, you keep hitting the door, different faces, different places, but you make the same mistakes. It's really interesting to learn about certain things. Okay, let me. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I can see the comments right now. All right, guys. All right. Thank you. Now I'm in US. I'm in US, guys. Don't worry about that. Okay, I'm gonna read that. So for those who just joined, the book is called The Way of the Superior Man. I'm gonna read some this chapter today, but we'll see how it goes. I know I came a bit too late, so I am sorry for those who fell asleep before I came. But um, the next time you come upon a woman who sends a thrill through your body, relax into the thrill. Let her waves of feminine energy move through your body like a deep massage. Wow. Breathe fully without resisting the joy her sighting affords you. I'm sorry, guys. I'm reading this for the first time. Breathe the joy all through your body down to your toes. Don't stare at her. Don't even interact with her. But when you see her and you experience your attraction, fully allow the energy of attraction to move freely through your body. Learn to magnify and sustain your desire. Your whole body Learn to magnify and sustain your desires so your whole body embrace, open, and deepen by its force. As you behold her, receive her vision as a blessing. Well, if you know, you know what he means. Thank you, Charles. Prime time. Hello, привет, красотка. I am James. Hello, James. Hello, Jason. I am from Eastern Europe. I'm originally. Maybe I need to have a short which would say my story for people who are joining. Oh my goodness. I'm originally from Kiev, Ukraine, but I have lived in US for a long time now. Yes, we're gonna make a nice lighting next time. Nice for me is, as I said, is a candlelight, like soft, kind of warm. Um, Jacksonville, Florida. I love Jacksonville, Florida, by the way. A great city, many very beautiful, interesting architecture, beautiful beaches, beautiful city. I really like Jacksonville. I've been there before. It kind of reminded me in a weird way of my native city. Maybe because it's a bigger city. You know, America is full of very small cities. So yeah, I love Jacksonville. And I love St. Augustine. Don't even ask me. I'm taking applications. Somebody asked me, "Are you single?" I'm taking applications. Apply below. Apply to the link below, as I said. All right, there was something, there was some. Ooh, this is really, really beautiful. I haven't read this, but just the title is something that I've been talking about on this channel for a while. Just the title sounds as don't force the feminine to make decisions. I need to have a drink right now. I have been to Texas. I love Texas too. In summer, I don't know. In summer, I don't know. It's very humid. I guess your skin is always moisturized, you know, like in Florida. But I love Texas. Very. I've been to Houston and Dallas areas. Loved it. Want to visit again, but when it's cooler. Cooler, because I'm gonna die. uh, I am. Let's see if people ask. Yeah, I am living right now. I'm right now, and I have been living here for a long time. I live in Michigan, and I love Michigan summers. I don't care who says what, but Michigan have amazing summers, springs and fall, and beautiful fall, beautiful spring. Winter is can be tough because I love snow. I love blizzards. Personally, I love blizzards, but I love snowfalls, especially in Christmas. But the reality of things is that sometimes on a dreary, like kind of gray day with no sun, so those days are. This is where I visit South sometimes. But I do love winter. I not even like bad weather. It's really weird. I feel like the scary it is outside, the harsher the winds are, the more like, even if it's wet and raining, I actually love rain. The cozier you can make it at home, with candles and tea and gathering and like friends, family. I don't know. I just love it. So I don't know how a person can love bad weather, but I do. So anybody from Michigan here? Oh, I have some new comments. Mikey, you're almost on time. I already read one of the chapters, but I'm gonna read one more chapter before we go. My beautiful es tu nombre. Okay, thank you. That's your accent from Eastern Europe. Somebody ask, please answer for me. Relationship applications is hilarious. Yes, I know. It's via equal opportunity. I mean, what do I reply to people? People just want to know everything about you, and all you know is a blank letter and a comment. So, all right, guys, I want to honor your time. I promise you that I'm gonna read this chapter I haven't read before, but I love the title on it. It says, "Don't force the feminine to make decisions." One more drink. A man abandons responsibility by expecting that his woman will always make her own decisions and then be accountable for the results. A man abandons responsibility. This is a beautiful statement. By expecting that his woman will always make her own decisions and then be accountable for the results. This expectation is a withholding of his masculine gift. It puts a woman in a position of magnifying her own masculine. I'm gonna read this again because I can't get enough of this. This expectation is a withholding of his masculine gift. It puts a woman in a position of magnifying her own masculine. Basically, woman becoming masculine while she has you. It is good for some women to learn to animate their masculine capacity to make a decision and stick with it. But if a man abnegates his responsibility, I guess if a man avoids his responsibility to provide his woman with the gift of masculine clarity and decisiveness, then she will become chronically sharp, angular, and distrustful of his love. She will cease surrendering in love with him, cease trusting his masculine capacity, and instead become her own man. I need something stronger than this. This is just a drink, no, non alcohol. I think this is exactly what is going on right now in Western society, including in the United States. I'm gonna give it some more attention. So, if a man avoids his responsibility to provide for his woman some masculine clarity, some decisiveness. Those things are pretty difficult for us sometimes. And we already take decisions. If you just met a woman and she was single for a while, she already have a decision fatigue. And when she meets you, she's hoping that you will take the lead. Even if it's a decision for a restaurant to take, I'm telling you, when you have the plan, it's not like, yeah, let's do something tomorrow. No, I'll pick you up tomorrow at 7 p.m. Be dressed. I like the black dress you had. you know, be ready. That's all you need to do. Not like you want to go to Italian, you want to go to Indian, you want no. This is exactly what he's talking about. There is something beautiful about a man telling a woman, "Be ready at 7. I'm gonna pick you up." That's it. No calling each other 500 times, asking the details. Yes, you can hint. You can say, "I'm gonna take you to such and such place," so she knows what to dress because you already picked the place, booked the place, and so on and so forth. This is very masculine. But when it comes to real life, to real like everyday connection, if you take away that masculine clarity and decisiveness, she will become chronically sharp, angular, and distrustful of your love. She will cease surrendering in love with you, cease trusting your masculine capacity, and instead become her own man. No, this is the most accurate expression I've heard. This is so true. So many women are becoming their own man because when you have to beg and ask, and the men ask you these questions, don't ask women questions. That's your biggest mistake. When you keep asking, "What do you want?" It's whatever you want. What do you prefer? Just think about what you can afford, what suits the occasion, and just say, "It's gonna be done." It's gonna be done. This date, this time. That's the most beautiful thing you can do for a woman is take the load of decisions. Because when when she's by herself, obviously she will learn how she's learned, she already knows how to take her own decisions. But when she has you, she's not gonna feel the ease and relief of that masculine role that she is already have been playing and needs a break from. Oh, it's not about control. It's not about control at all. I don't know. Unfortunately I don't have my moderators. If you want to support my channel, you can. Okay, you can go to my about settings. You can find my information, or you can simply support it by putting a like button, by sharing the video, by commenting. I'm soon you will be able to. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. You're so sweet. Thank you for that. Soon you will be able to hopefully send super chats again, because I'm on a path to have those options again. I love the super chats because they are so amazing in the moment. You can ask a question. You can, your comment can be highlighted, and sometimes it just hits the spot. And of course, it's a nice little token of appreciation. But most important for me right now is to build this community again. So I wouldn't even worry too much about it. But as those people who have been supporting me, I really, truly appreciate you. Elizabeth, I'm so sorry. I don't even want to know what time it is where you are at. First time here, what is your view on current American feminist ideology? Well, you probably know that I would not be reading the book called The Way of a Superior Man if I would be into a feminist group. I think it's very sick and it's very unnatural. There is so much beauty that we are losing on, both men and women, when we lose and waste our time instead of um, experience those things we meant to experience together. The good news, you have to pay attention at women who do not belong to these groups. There are plenty of women that are truly enjoying the masculine presence, and plenty of them you probably will find here on my channel. Okay, I think my light is already dying. so so we the time is ticking. Your page must have been sent to a group of degenerates. You know what? I know it's internet, it's a live video, people comment, but I love all the people that come and offer something to say, something positive. So, okay, anyway, usually I'm just sharing my ideas, but I really love this book, and I should contact him for affiliate link. But it's the books that everybody should read. Um, okay, so let me read the example of what I just shared with you. And yeah, it's a pretty short chapter, so we're just gonna do this and then we're gonna call it a night. Your woman asks you for input, and you say, whatever you want to do is fine with me. Oh my gosh, that's the worst answer. Despite of it being kind of sweet and like you have options, it's the worst answer you can give to a woman. There is nothing worse than saying, just remember this, whatever you want to do is fine with me. Just cross it out of your vocabulary. This is a statement of a friend, not a lover. As friends, you want to treat each other fairly and give each other space and independence. As lovers, you and your woman are more than just friends. You are playing the full dynamic of masculine and feminine polarity. Wouldn't you like your woman to be a goddess and offer you her feminine gifts? To evoke them, you must offer her your masculine gifts. One of your most valuable gifts is the ability to see all the options and make a decision based on this view of all the potential outcomes. Ah, David, write more books, please. Feminine decisions are based on what feels right, and often this is the best way to make a decision. However, the point in intimacy is not simply to make the best decision, but to make the best decision while maintaining the force of masculine slash feminine polarity. We talk a lot about polarity on my channel. That attracted you together to begin with. If that polarity begins to diminish, conflicts will begin to increase. When that polarity disappears, attraction disappears, and the life of the intimacy disappears with it. So now you know, the more you say whatever you want is fine with me, the worse life will become. You need to play the masculine role if you want your woman to play the feminine. Offering your perspective on decisions is one way to give your masculine gift. Even on the most trivial decisions, never say, do whatever you want. If she asks you which shoes you think look better on her, make a decision and tell her. Buy both. Don't just say, they both are nice. Say something like, I'd like the red shoes, but what's the most important to me is that you're happy. I say, if you can afford, buy both. Maybe not always, but when it's reasonable. She's, of course, free to wear whatever she wants, but she's also the recipient of your masculine gift of decisiveness. If you care about a woman, you can see that, oh, red is her color, or blue is her color, or, yellow is her color. I think it's nice when a man is not just there like, uh-huh, yes, it's nice. Perhaps your woman is trying to make a career decision, something that will affect her for many years. She might feel feel into it and do what feels best to her, which would be a feminine style of making a decision. Or she might try to make a decision based on the different possible outcomes of her choices, which would be a masculine style. Because you have a masculine sexual essence, you will naturally be able to contribute to her masculine decision process. And more importantly, for the intimacy, if you don't contribute to her masculine decision making process, the two of you will become depolarized by each other's energy. And we all know that most beautiful attraction when we are the most polarized. She will be in the masculine, you will be neutral, and there will be nobody in the feminine pole. In the feminine pole, this is fine for short periods of time, but if it becomes chronic, then two of you will begin to feel like friends rather than lovers. I see this all the time. Most couples, if they live together for a while, they become in friends. The polarity dies. Um, and it doesn't have to. The attractive juiciness of polarity will be replaced by two bodies discussing options. You know, it does often feels to me like this. Um, Elizabeth, thank you. If you refuse to offer your masculine gift by saying things like, I don't really care, it's up to you, then she will have to learn to depend on her own masculine capacity. Another way to say this is Okay, another way to say this is that she will begin to trust her own masculine more than yours. So if a woman needs to take decisions in your presence, she will start to kind of disregard you and she will try trust her own masculine as if you don't exist. Then you will find that she trusts you less and less across the board. She will refuse to surrender to you even sexually because she hasn't been able to relax and trust you all day. This is so true. You haven't offered her your masculine clarity and perspective. So she has to be her own man and give it to herself. Very true. As a practice, always help your woman to make decisions by giving her your perspective and telling her your choices, while letting her know that you love her regardless of the decision that she will make. Often her feminine feelings will be much better basis for a decision than your masculine analysis. So encourage her to feel into the situation and trust her feelings, but for the sake of polarity and happiness in intimacy, always tell her what you would do and why, even if you don't think she could make her own decision. Oh no, I'm sorry. If you do things that she can make her own decision, always tell her what you would do and why. Oh my gosh. This is interesting. Thank you, Joker's Wild. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. I appreciate the kind words, guys. Yeah. Oh, so next time I'm gonna be in an armchair with candles. So if the light dies, we'll have candles and it will be so cozy. Yeah, I think this book is absolute brilliance. Once again, who just joined, this is the book, The Way of the Superior Man. When a guy feels that they got you and no longer have to impress you to get your attention, we sort of take a foot of gas. And this is one of the downsides of marriage. Well, that goes without saying, yes, of course. Sometimes, you are not really you have your representative. You're there for the fun part, for a fun time, not long time. Yeah, I know what you mean, but there is something about what he's suggesting you should not be doing because of a woman. You should be doing these things because you connect with your own masculine essence, because you are doing them regardless. That's how you act. um, that's your self-respect and your acknowledgement of your masculine essence, of your masculine nature. So know when you are becoming indecisive and sloppy, you are emasculating your own self. So you're going to lose regardless in this case. So, yes, when men becoming lazy, they becoming feminine. Just remember, you're one step closer to having a lip gloss in your drawers when you becoming feminine and indecisive. It's one of the most unattractive things in the world. I cannot wait to read this book very careful, very intensely, and we can have more chapters. Man, every word in this book is gold. This book is gold. Thank you, Sachan. Welcome, everyone. What is my definition of a masculine man? It's a man who is connecting with his very primal energy. He's trusting himself to lead. He take charge in things. He made right. He is honoring his ability to lead. In this case, we're talking about, because there are more things, but he is not trusting on a woman helping him to be a man. Basically, not asking, "Honey, what should I do?" The only time you can ask a woman to take care of you, it's some feminine things. It's not decisions like stress that you have like with your coworkers. It's something that that she can um, help you with in a feminine way. But um, when you're constant counting on a woman to make decisions and you say, I don't know, it's what you like. Just if you want to be masculine, just never say, I don't know, whatever you want is fine with me. I don't know, it's whatever you like. Oh my gosh, I remember this one guy was helping me out with something and he kept saying like, it's whatever you want. I remember that I was ready to pick up some kind of tool and just like throw it at him. Of course, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. But the more he was saying it's whatever you want, the more painful it was just to be around him, because if I knew whatever I wanted, I would not need his help. We were trying to take a decision. It was something about was some we were fixing something and we needed to figure out which way we're gonna do it. And I was thinking to myself, if I would know and could do it, he would not even be here. Don't ask me. Or when you come and the car mechanic is asking you some questions, and I can't answer those questions. I know nothing about auto. I came here for you to figure this out. I think men learn masculinity looking at their father, uncle, or any other prominent figure. I think that's the best way to learn those masculine traits is by observing behavior of masculine men in their family, ideally, or in their environment. Teachers, coaches, relatives. Father is ideal, but not everybody grew up with a father, and that is another major problem. So yes, men learn a lot. Guys, I have to switch off my camera for a second. I'll be right back. I am back. I'm back. I'm sorry. I just needed that minute. So yes, that's it for tonight. I think it's enough. I already had a live. If you just joining, I made another live today. We talked about some things. Yeah, I talked earlier today actually about the situation with a woman that became kind of a victim of a man who preyed on her. He kind of encourage her, persuade her to use all her savings, all her life savings to buy them a house. And I was just sharing that there is no way that relationship have a chance, even a 1% of chance of survival, if the woman is the one who provided the finance for the house, because house shelter, is a main man's responsibility to provide that. And if the woman was manipulated to do that for a man, it just tells that he has ill intentions. She was trying to tell me that, oh, but he has some good qualities, he makes dinner sometimes. If a man allowed this to happen, took over all the finances, make a woman sign some agreements that everything belongs to him. If she signs a, she needs to write her will and sign it. That was really scary actually. But I just know as a woman that this man has an ill intent. It's not even about the money. It's just money. The finance is showing the truth. It's like a truth machine. You know that if a man wants you to take on responsibility to provide financially the 95 or 100% for some major purchase like this that he's supposed to provide and have been providing for thousands of years, even if it's a hut made out of leaves, but or wood, you just know that that is an ill intent, and it really is, because I shared more about the story. So he basically robbed her. She doesn't have a car, she doesn't have a voice, she doesn't have anything, because she trusted him, and he would always say, I'm a man, you need to trust me. But I told her, don't you see a contradiction that he says he's a man and he's strong and you need to trust him, and that he is leading you? Like, he would tell you, your decision, your opinion don't count. I told her, but don't you see a contradiction? This is a very surface like, because this is just this is just smoke and mirrors, because he made you to do the heavy lifting, and his behavior is as if he did the heavy lifting, as if he earned those $500,000 to buy a house. So he behaved himself as if he did all that. And even if he did all that, you never tell your woman your opinion don't count. You offer your reasoning and your point of view, but the true masculine essence is not about control, enforcement, isolation from others, narcissism. It has nothing to do with that. Oh my goodness. Elizabeth, I'm sorry to hear that. She definitely shouldn't be up. I'm sorry. You gotta get yourself, if you have some headphones. You gotta get your headphones. Please don't wake up the baby, please. Have a good night, darling. Mm. I'm a big advocate for kids going to boarding school over public school to learn everyday handyman skills that every man should know. Yes, I agree. One of the major powers that men don't even know they have is, when you show up and you have this ability of fixing things. I'm telling you, that is just skyrocket your masculine appearance. I don't even know how to form this, but yeah, there is. It's one of the most useful, important survival skills, and it's extremely not only attractive, but it's so important to be able to provide that for your woman. I completely agree. Well, when you live in a like rural communities, a lot of time kids running around, and there are some uncles, neighborhoods, you know, like neighborhood uncles, fathers. Not every father has all this time to do it, but in a more rural communities, there is often kids doing those handy things. Not everyone nowadays, but it's nice because I live in a very small town, and I love seeing like a grandpa, doing some building something with his grandchild. It's so beautiful. It's so special and makes such amazing memories too. But if they can also learn handy survival skills in school, it gives you so much confidence. You're ahead of uh, you're ahead of everyone when you actually have some hands-on skills as a man. It's beautiful. Same as for a woman, you might go to some nice restaurants and enjoy some things, but isn't it nice when like you're tired and you have some different variety of things in your refrigerator and you can figure out how to make most delicious dinner, even if you don't have everything perfect, but your feminine essence kind of guides you, your creativity, and also, most importantly, your love, your desire to feed your child or your husband. You may not have all the perfect ingredients, but your desire to make something delicious, it will win. And I've noticed like it's those days when you have like random things, you don't want to go out, you want to be at home. It's a it's a day when you make something and it's more delicious than the best restaurant in town because you put so much love and creativity in it. So yes, I used to live in Turkey a long time ago, and they actually had in school, they have number of classes that would be only for girls about homemaking, cooking, sewing, and then boys would have building, doing things with wood, creating some things. I thought that was so incredible. They were learning some discipline too, for the boys. And I thought in US they probably would not do this because here they claim that we are the same, and it's sexist to assume that women are or girls would be better at cooking or sewing or decorating, and that men are good at building and doing other like heavy duty stuff. And this is for what we have. Boys, unless you have a good father or grandfather or community, have no idea how to fix anything with their hands, and girls have no idea how to make a meal. So that's what we get for not recognizing our natural gifts and abilities. I should read this book, Self-Made Man. I'm not planning to becoming one, so I don't think I should. But thanks for the suggestion. Wow, you look like Ana de Armas. Well, I hope she's pretty. Thank you. Thank you for the nose compliment. Yes, it's a real nose, non-surgical one. It's interesting. When I was a lot younger, when I was like in my high school and so on, sometimes I saw it, because they would show all those glorious, beautiful stars. And I secretly was thinking, what if I could, do some things that change my appearance, like some features, so to be like absolutely stunning. And now, in this era, when people went so far with it, there is nothing, even if I would have millions of dollars, or there is nothing I would do to mess with what God had gave me. I don't mean, the makeup, the nails, some people uh like it, some don't, but I enjoy experimenting with different things as long as it don't involve the surgeries. And yeah, seeing what these things had done to women, I am completely opposed to it unless it's life-threatening condition. God forbid, you have an injury where you need to have a something surgical. So yes, ladies who are watching me, celebrate your uniqueness in this world when everybody has a stamped face, stamped look. Everybody who has money made themselves into, I don't know, into some weird, uh, they all look related. Celebrate your uniqueness. Look at your features from the best light. Mm. There is East. I don't know what you mean. Words remind me of Doctor Diagnosis. There is a new name for it every day. I don't know what you mean exactly. I don't know where you saw me. All right, my dear friends, we are going to wrap up this beautiful session. It was my first attempt, my first try of reading a book. I know that a lot of ladies, especially who were waiting, they came early, but we'll see. We are going to keep it maybe at a little bit early hours, but again, when I'm in my feminine, I'm unpredictable. So if you missed the live, you can always replay. If you're watching a replay, put hashtag replay in the comments. So I know that you missed the live, but you wanted to listen to the points made. Uh, Thank you so much for helping me, for joining the conversation. Leave some of your thoughts below. Uh, don't forget to put a thumbs up if you enjoy this format and you would like to have it again. All right. I'm gonna make myself a lot more comfortable. I'm gonna be like swimming in a big chair. I'm gonna have candles, tea, and I have this one very comfortable chair. It's just like, you're like in it, you're one with it. So that's what we're gonna do next time. Oh, I see. Yes, I got you. Yes, the East. Yes. I'm Brad Pitt, but I have way more money. That's too bad because Brad Pitt is completely not my type. I could never understand why women go crazy for him. For me, he's just a guy next door. Not my type at all. So sorry, you missed. Yeah, totally not my type. I'm not saying he's a bad looking, but вообще не то. So anyway, my darling, on this, my dear friends, on this funny note, I want to say bye because we're gonna be here till the morning comes, right? Um, Good night, everybody. I hope that I will see you again when I have a life. I would absolutely like to hear from you, your opinion. If you missed it, comment below. I will see you very soon. Highly recommend this book. Highly recommend this book. It truly is phenomenal. I will see you very soon. Have a most wonderful and recharging night. Wait, it doesn't. It doesn't end. No. Gosh, it doesn't want me to go. I guess. Show me top fans. I'm not asking for my top fans. It doesn't let me go. Good night. Good night. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. All right. Good night, my dear friends.